Hey guys, welcome back to the Better at Beach YouTube channel. My name's Brandon. Before we get going, if you could please go ahead and subscribe to our channel and please share this video once you're done watching. You have no idea how much it helps us. It's what keeps us making these videos. So before we get going, please hit subscribe and that little bell so you get notified when we come out with new content. This is gonna be another video where we're focusing on things that you can work on in your off season. Last week we focused on ball control. Once you're done with this video, if you wanna go back and watch the ball control video, go ahead and click this link. Go ahead and click this link. Today's focus is going to be on setting, and we're going to be giving you drills to help you focus on those things as well. The first thing is committing to getting the correct foot forward. The second thing is squaring up every single time you set. And the third thing is having a really strong finish, showing your attacker where you are going to be setting the ball. One thing that I want you guys to try for this video, and we can go ahead and do it for a ball control video as well, as you're completing these drills that we're giving you for practice, go ahead and post them onto our Facebook group, Volley Chat Get Better at Beach Volleyball. If you're able to do that, then we promise that we personally will go on there and give you some feedback on what we see some problem areas might be or what you're doing correct. The first thing that we're going to be talking about is committing to getting the correct foot forward. If you've watched any of our videos in the past, you know that we continually say that you need to have your net foot forward. And that's really, really important. But a lot of us get that information in the middle of our season and we're not really willing to change up our setting completely just to make that fix. So I'm gonna challenge you guys this off season, you've gotta commit to making this change. It's going to 100% make your sets better. So once again, when we are going into set and you're looking for the timing and the position of which foot should be forward, you need to remember that it needs to be your off foot and then your net foot, and then you're going to make the set. Whether it's a bump set or if it's a hand set, that net foot has to be forward. This is also going to help you with the later lessons that we're going to be dealing with, where we're going to be able to square up a lot easier. So for this first section, you're just making sure that whichever side you are coming from, you are focusing on getting an off foot and then a net foot, and then completing the process of your set. The first drill that I want you to do is called self-toss and set. With self-toss and set, you can complete this drill anywhere. It doesn't matter if you're on a beach, in a field, in your garage, in your backyard, wherever you want to do this drill, you can do it. You're going to take a ball, you're going to toss it to yourself, and then you're going to practice the footwork of going off foot, net foot set. So if you don't happen to have access to a net, make sure you are visualizing where the net would be so that you have an idea of which foot needs to be forward. And remember, it should always be your net foot. The second thing we're going to be working on today is squaring up. If you have an issue with either setting the ball too far off the net or setting the ball tight continuously in matches, then I guarantee the main issue you have is that you're not squaring up. Whenever we are squaring up, what that means is that our belly button or our shoulders should be square to where we plan on having this attacker attack the ball. Not just where the antenna is, or definitely not where that attacker is, but we want to make sure that not only are we using the proper footwork, where we're going with that off foot, net foot set, but we're also using that footwork to allow our belly button or our shoulders being square to where we want this attacker to attack the ball, which is now going to be our target. I think a lot of the times we as setters think about setting either the right side or the left side. But when we do that, we don't always get square to where the attacker is supposed to be attacking the ball. So make sure during this portion, you are thinking about getting square to where that hitter is going to make contact, not just the hitter's side of the court. The drill that I want you guys to use when practicing squaring up is going to be called 3-square. And the way that this drill is going to work is that you are going to start on one side of the court near the antenna. Your target should be on the opposite side near the other antenna. You are going to start the drill by tossing the ball to yourself and setting the ball, staying along the net, to the middle of the court. It's then your job to get all the way to that ball, give a touch to yourself, then set the ball into the middle of the court at around serve-receive depth. Then, once again, you need to run to that spot, give yourself another touch, and square up to now where your target was to begin. on the opposite side of the net. If you would like to challenge yourself a little bit more during this drill, then instead of getting 2 touches at each location, make sure that you're only doing 1. The third thing that we're going to be focusing on for today is our finish of our touch. It's going to sound very similar to our ball control day where I'm making sure that you're holding your finish. It's going to be the same exact thing when you're setting. Whether or not you are using a pump set or you are using a hand set, we want to make sure that we are showing off our finish, allowing this attacker to see where we are going to be setting. Okay, so if you're going to use a platform, then you should hold your finish with your platform. And if you're using your hands, then you should hold your finish with full extension with your hands above your head. A lot of the times when we see sets that are really inconsistent, it has to do with the fact that we're retreating from our set quicker than we should, acting like we have somewhere to go. Once you make that set, the only thing that you really need to be thinking about is covering your hitter. So you don't really have a lot of distance that you need to cover after you make that set. So go ahead and focus on finishing your set completely, holding that finish until you are ready to drop down and cover. I guarantee you if you hold this finish longer than you think you should, the set location is going to become more accurate. The drill that I want you to use to focus on this is triangle setting. Triangle setting is probably the drill that you've seen most or you've probably done most whenever you're practicing. The setup is going to be a person at the net who is going to be a target. They're going to start with the ball in their hands. You also need to have a passer straight in front of that target, and then the person who's doing the work is going to be the setter, who's going to start on the opposite side of the court as the passer. The tosser will toss the ball to the passer will set to the setter, and the setter will focus on a strong finish, squaring up, using the correct footwork that we've talked about today, and get the ball back to the target. You can complete this for a certain amount of reps and make sure you're switching so that everybody gets some work. If you're looking to challenge yourself a little bit, then add in a second touch for the setter. And this would come after the setter sets the ball to the target would then send the ball back to that setter, making them re-square up, replant their feet, and have another strong finish for their set. Thanks again for tuning in for today's video and setting. If you are looking for more work, if you're looking for more understanding on how you can become a better setter, make sure you head over to betteratbeach.com and check out our complete setting course. Just to make sure that we're covering everything that you guys need, I want you guys in the comments below to tell us what you think the most difficult part about setting is. We have our thoughts, but we're looking for some input from you guys so that we make sure we can bring you guys some quality information to help you get better at beach.